Office vacancies are at a decade high. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee, because we were looking the other day at articles from realestate.com.au or commercialrealestate.com.au discussing office vacancies or commercial property and how developers were returning to the sector, including developers for residential and developers for commercial. And now here's another article discussing office vacancies at a decade high. Now this is an interesting sector, commercial offices, because, well, how many people are now working from home? How many people prefer working from home? How many people like working from home and not having to put on the suit and tie and everything, and not spending money on coffee, not spending money on travel? All these other costs really add up. They do. I think I saw a post on Twitter. A woman was saying, the good thing about all these masks is women save money on makeup. You can't see anything. So, well, there you go. I guess that's a silver lining there. So let's have a look at this, everyone. Office vacancies hit a quarter-century high, but green shoots are emerging. Okay, from Carolyn Cummins. Now, this is the thing. Commercial premises, they're expensive. And generally, the value of these buildings, it's contingent on a multitude of factors, but also their occupancy rate, the tenancy rate, how many tenants they have in there, how long until the leases for those tenants expire. That's why the whole, shared office environment is quite odd. That WeWork, that it was such a big thing because all they were landlords with a bit of a veneer of a tech company on there. But there we go. So, office towers are sitting empty across the country, with the vacancy rate at the highest level in close to 25 years. Yet there is evidence that companies are making long-term lease commitments for staff to return in the future. Now, I'm going to bring up a chart. I haven't looked at it in a while. Hang on. It's the Property Council data room. Okay. And what we'll do is we'll bring this up, because here they have a few interesting charts. I haven't even got this in my slide deck. I really should. We'll click here on offices, and once it loads up, we'll be able to see the vacancy rates. And I really should. Here we go, vacancy rates. Okay, boom, we can see it now. Hang on, I'll make sure you can see it. There we go. So we're sitting at 11.2%, everyone. Okay, see this in the 90s? That's the recession Australia had to have. Look at that shoot right up. This is for all Australia. So let's have a look at Sydney. Boom, look at that recession. We're starting to creep up again. And remember, it didn't happen the instant there was the recession. There was a bit of lag. It took some time for this to flow through the market. Businesses went under. Businesses resized. Now we've got some businesses propped up that will go under eventually. We've also got a complete culture shift. We've got rapid adoption of people working from home, people working remotely, people using Zoom and other things like this. Melbourne, look at that climb. Starting to head up. Wow. Brisbane, look at that. Whoa, yeah, we're already pretty high. We'll go to Adelaide. There we go. We'll go to good old Perth. Look at that. Perth, over 30%. Hobart. Have a look there. So we can see Hobart has started to climb a little bit. Then if we have a look at Darwin. Now, Darwin didn't exist until January 2010, of course. But you can see they're climbing up. Now, here's the telling one. Here is the telling one. Good old Canberra. Where's that recession we had to have increase? We have a look here at all other parts of Australia. It was right here in 93. Canberra, nope. That was it, that 5%. There you go. This is why when we see examples of commercial premises with the Centrelink in there, their bidding is intense. People want to buy it. There you go. Oh, look, what's happening in Canberra? It's going down. Are you kidding? Is it the only one going down? Darwin, up or flat. Hobart, yeah, up or flat. Perth. Oh, it's going down too. Okay, so Perth and Canberra. What does that say, West Australians? Come on. Brisbane up, Adelaide up, Melbourne up, and Sydney up. Melbourne and Sydney are really, quite dramatically increasing. So let's keep going through this article. A report by the Property Council of Australia shows the national office vacancy rate increased from 11.6% to 11.9% for the 6-month period to July 2021. This comes from the double whammy of COVID-weary workers staying at home and a large increase in new office supply. So they're building more. This is an increase from 9.6% in July last year. Melbourne, now the country's largest office market by square metres, was the hardest hit, with its vacancy rate at 10.4% being the highest level since January 2000. The city continues to feel the impact of repeated lockdowns and companies heading back to work. The Office Market Report measures the level of leased space, not worker occupancy of office space. PCA Chief Executive Ken Morrison said the national average CBD vacancy rate edged higher from 11.1% to 11.2%. Non-CBD markets also recorded a small vacancy increase from 13% to 13.6%. Australia's office markets have shown remarkable resilience over the past 6 months, with overall aggregate vacancy levels only increasing slightly, Mr. Morrison said. Excluding Melbourne, demand for CBD office space grew by 85,000 square metres over the 6 months, a result that few would have predicted given the impacts of the pandemic. Yes, 100% few would have predicted. The glut of empty space has prompted calls for landlords, city officials and governments for businesses to hasten employees' return to work. But most acknowledge the flexible work arrangements are here to stay. Yes, that's the thing. You're seeing all these calls about people wanting to go back to work or get into the office. It's because they're worried the value of their property will start going down. That's the real reason, guys. That's why they want to get everyone back in the office. That and to watch them. National Australia Bank and Telstra are among corporations that have handed back unwanted space to the landlord, particularly in Melbourne, as they adopt a flexible strategy to allow workers to stay at home for some of the week. But as some opt to decrease requirements, industry sectors such as public administration, professional services and healthcare are looking to expand. Tech giant Atlassian has led the charge in Sydney after signing a 15-year lease at the new Haymarket Tech Centre. There are even some signs of green shoots in Melbourne, with Dexus, the country's largest office landlord, revealing its 360 Collins Street tower is now 99% leased. Patrick Stronell, Victorian General Manager, Office Leasing at Dexus, said the recent lockdown had interrupted but not derailed the broader economic recovery. And although the momentum was impacted, we're already seeing confidence returning as these successful transactions demonstrate. Well, also, they've got cheap access to money. For Sydney, which has seen a number of new towers open during the pandemic, the largest being the $2 billion Brookfield Place, the new home for the NAB, the vacancy rate has risen from 8.5% to 9.2%. Graham Postma, National Head Office Leasing at Savills Australia, said nationally all markets continue to face challenges around COVID-19 lockdowns and flexible working arrangements. As these events become the new normal, the negative effects are decreasing. Occupiers are moving towards making strategic, longer-term decisions, which will continue to see the office as the dominant and critical workplace. We anticipate post-lockdown business segment will continue to improve, and many employees suffering from work-from-home fatigue will actively look and embrace the opportunity to return to the CBD around the country. Now I can see people having work-from-home fatigue. I was talking to a neighbour, and he was getting a bit of work-from-home fatigue. Having the kids all around, all of that. I'm quite separated. I literally, I have to go out. I'm attached to the house, but I need to go outside to go inside. So this is an attached studio to the house. So I don't really have the same type of impact as working in a big space or even in the same house. So, it's kind of a benefit having a little separate studio. For the Sydney CBD market, Stuart McSorley, Director, Advisory and Transition Services, Office Leasing, agreed with PCA data, saying inquiry levels rebounded strongly in Sydney in the first half of 2021, with inquiries accounting for 238,000 square metres, a record high. Leasing activity in terms of inquiries and inspections has been most active among sub-500 square metre tenants, and while cost-cutting and workplace reactivation remain the key focus for larger occupiers, many of the requirements put on hold in 2020 were reactivated in the first half of 2021, McSorley said. So there we go, everyone. What's the lesson or the takeaway from this one? Well, let's get on the soapbox. So we're seeing here, reports that office vacancies are at a decade high or decades high. And you saw that the last recession, the recession Australia had to have 28 years ago, but we had 30% vacancy rates in some areas. Now, is this just the commercial real estate sector trying to talk it up, trying to amp it up? Or are we going to face even higher vacancy rates as people realize they don't need the large office spaces? I remember last year in 2020, I had one viewer contact me, and he works for an engineering company, and they were working for big clients that were cutting their square meterage by 25,000 square meters. So with that in mind, would you be looking at investing in commercial real estate investment trusts? Or would you hold off? We'll have to see, because people are going to get sick of working from home. Maybe there'll be some opportunities there. I don't know. It's one to watch, one to keep an eye on. And, maybe it could be a market for businesses that can help facilitate the fit outs for smaller tenants. And then there's a whole series of challenges and compliance issues there that one should consider. Maybe that's a sector I should chase. We did a bit of that back in the day. As always, thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and enjoy the content I create here, there's a few ways you can support us. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. Sign up for SelfWealth or Stake. Use our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. Buy a merch from HeiseSays. Use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care. I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.